After that statement win for MVG when Peter Wright hit the wall, can the wall win and set up a semi-final showdown with the three-time world champion Schindler in his 6th European. After that statement win for MVG when Peter Wright hit the wall, can the wall win and set up a semi-final showdown with the three-time world champion Schindler in his 6th European Tour quarter-final. Has not managed to get past this stage before, and he's running into an informed ferret in the form of Jonny Clayton, who picked up that weekly win in the Premier League in Berlin on Thursday and has just carried on where he left off with some strong showings in this tournament, in particular that victory against Dave Chisnell this afternoon when he averaged 104 and swept aside the man who won the first Euro Tour event of the year with a 6-2 success. Looking in very good shape, the ferret, Mark Webster, your fellow Welshman, but this is a very different prospect to either of the matches that he's faced so far.
Yeah, it's a player he knows can beat him over a longer format than this. Martin Schindler knocked Jonny Clayton out of the UK Open in a race to 10 in the last 16 stage. And yeah, it is a different challenge. Brian Roman in the opening round, who posed a bit of threat to Jonny Clayton. Game turned on some missed doubles from Roman, and then he knew he had to be on point against Dave Chisnell was. And here, he's got a battle against the opponent and against the crowd who want to see their man in the semi-finals.
Hasn't managed to take that step yet. Has lost out in quarter-finals on the Euro Tour to Michael van Gerwen, Damon Heta, Dave Chisnell, Andrew Gilding, and another Martin Lukeman. 3 of those quarter-finals coming last year and 1 of them coming this year.
60.
Still good progress for Martin Schindler.
After that
He's debuted in the World Match.
After that statement win for
that indicates
MV.
consistency on a 12-month cycle.
After
You've got to really
57.
got to have not just the odd run. You've got to be consistent, haven't you? Now, if you when under the old system, one good run could get you in Blackpool or the Grand Prix. You need to back it up with constant successful performances, and Martin Schindler did that. And he's had a taste of the big events, and he wants to carry on, and it will see him climb up the rankings in 2023 if he does.
He's having the better of it with this opening leg on the Clayton darts. He should get at least 1 dart to win that leg.
Martin requires 72.
72 for an early break. Options, double 16 for that breaker throw. And that is a breaker throw. Early advantage to Martin Schindler.
Second leg, 9 from first. Game on.
Well, Jonny Clayton's in trouble now. I can tell you that, because the only time he's ever beaten Martin Schindler, he didn't let Schindler win a leg. A 6-0 win
59.
in a Players' Championship event last year. The other 2 meetings have gone Schindler's way. The one that Mark mentioned at the UK Open this year, and their first meeting 5 years ago, winning a last leg decider by the wall.
Jonny will know how resilient Martin Schindler is. Jonny had a handful of darts to make it 4-1 in that game in the UK Open. It could have been a different story, but Martin took the chance and then rallied to lead 6-4 and then kept Jonny at arm's length throughout. Good front runner, Martin Schindler.
95.
After that statement, after that.
This for Martin Schindler. And gets the third one.
62.
A bit of misfortune, really, deflecting darts for Jonny Clayton. Schindler on course to double his advantage and to keep the crowd loud.
Jonny Clayton, nothing he can do except try and apply some pressure and hope that Schindler makes a mess of the 40, but it's a bright start from Martin, and it should be 2-0. It is 2-0. Plenty for Jonny to ponder here. Winner to face Michael van Gerwen.
100.
Yeah, dominant display from Michael van Gerwen in the previous match, Mark, but Peter Wright wasn't at the races. It could be argued that he wasn't despite victory this afternoon against Alan Suter.
Yeah, it's been a day where Peter Wright really didn't get much going. Fortunate to get by Suter. Will be majorly disappointed with that performance. Back to the drawing board, he heads to Birmingham for another leg on the Premier League. Looking to pick up some more points. Just the solitary win so far for Peter.
Premier League Thursday,
57.
Euro Tour Darts returns in Munich next Saturday for the Easter weekend.
99.
Now, only Jonny Clayton. 162 left. And it could still prove costly.
Well, he needs to get going in the same way that he did
60.
this afternoon when they were all raising a glass, toasting the performance of Jonny Clayton.
Could be toasting a Martin Schindler victory, especially if he finds a second break. One dart, double 16 to half the deficit for Clayton, and he does. Really big finish. And there's the finger point we just saw in that glass, 2-1.
Yeah, he's had a couple of key finishers in that sort of red. Well, he had a blockbuster, didn't he, against Chizzy, that 161.
96.
There we go, a life-size portrait of Martin Schindler there.
85.
Has improved so much though, Martin Schindler. And credit to him. It's going to have a good time as well, particularly for German darts, with Max Hopp just taking a bit of a step back. I mean, Schindler in to fill those boots. Him and Gabriel Clemens will be a force, particularly on home soil in the up-and-coming World Cup in June.
Look at the level
177.
that has been produced so far in this match. And Martin Schindler certainly giving the crowd plenty to cheer. Jonny Clayton is dangerous, isn't he, on any finish at any time, and he can turn a match around in a blink of an eye.
Jonny Clayton is one of those players, if the finish is there, he'll go for it. Obviously 1-4-2 he's going to it. I mean, when he's got a dart ball and his opponent's not on a finish, if he tees it, he'll have a pop. We've seen this weekend already, though. Not going to see it from Damon Hetta.
100.
Early on in the tournament.
Hetta in action next against Dirk van Dijvenbode at other half of the draw. Got 18 scored. 64 remaining. But that leaves the ball. Oh, beautiful rescue act by Jonny Clayton. And very, very quickly, the ferret has got himself out of the hole.
Yeah, Martin Schindler as well. Them ones hurt because you think you're coming back. When he's missed the 25,
84.
The ball shot, there we see it. The flight had kind of kicked down. Well, it wasn't a great deal to aim at. But it is 4 legs shared. First two to Schindler. Jonny fires back with the next two. First max of the match goes to Martin Schindler.
And what a match it is. We haven't seen a dart missed at double in the first 4 legs either, including that brilliant bullseye from Clayton.
$57.
Jonny Clayton, if he can get himself through this, what a few days he'll have had. Winning in Berlin, semi-finalist in Riesa. Martin Schindler isn't letting up. And the switch to the treble 18 to lead 90. and could hit the front again.
There's a fantastic answer
46.
to Clayton getting control of the match. There's a 180 to kick off the leg, a 174 in it, and now looking at 90 to win it. And now he wants the ball.
65.
Well, they can miss.
Jonny require 150.
Big ask for Clayton. Not going to go. So Schindler to move in front again with a breaker throw. They'll split that 25.
100. Martin require 25. Game show.
Yeah, routine stuff from Martin Schindler. Just as Clayton had wrestled the advantage in the match, the pendulum swings back towards Martin Schindler. Well, look at those stats. I mean, that misstart was the one at the bull there from
54.
Martin.
Really good standard. And a lot more competitive than our first quarter-final, which was very one-sided. Michael van Gerwen has only tripped one leg today. 13 played, a 6-1 victory over Jose de Souza and a 6-0 victory over Peter Wright. He's our only semi-finalist so far, awaiting the winner of this one.
And if somebody would have said to Michael van Gerwen on Wednesday night this week, right, you're going to be in the semi-final and you're going to play either Jonny Clayton or Martin Schindler, he'd be very, very happy about that. He'd have seen it as a quite good draw, but having seen what's happened over the last few days, not quite the same prospect, is it?
No. It's a different Jonny Clayton. And it's an explosive Martin Schindler.
Let's not forget he's already accounted for two big names on this run, Raymond van Barneveld and another Premier League player in Nathan Aspinall.
Yeah, as a senior player, you feel you can get a decent draw, but he got, like you said, Raymond van Barneveld and the Asp. He's brilliant against Nathan Aspinall from 3-1, winning 5 successive legs to win 6-3. Hoping to tee up 26, but still in a great position.
Pressure piling attempt there. He's going to get a go here to restore a two-leg lead. Much better to have that at 4-2 than 2-0.
We want that. It'll be a double 16. 4-2.
34.
Just the wrong side. Well, only a couple of holes to throw so far in the match. Been all about the breaks. And we have another one here. We have 3 apiece now. Schindler had a dart for 4-2, but we're level again.
Game on.
And those can be the fine margins that make the difference. Will that miss? That passed-up opportunity to lead 4-2 be the difference between Schindler stealing a semi-spot and not. Clearly affected him.
Brilliant for Martin Schindler, and goes on the attack on Jonny Clayton's throw again. Clayton, who had a really disappointing European tour in Leverkusen, lost out to Ryan Meekley. Did make the semi-finals in Kiel. A big opportunity missed there. He was 5-2 up. He had 7 darts. He was 6-2 up on Dave Chisnell. Then lost every single leg and fell at the semi-finals.
He's making a move again.
100.
Every time one player seems to get a grip on the game, the other one manages to fire back.
97.
That's a poor dart from Jonny. Just makes that a lot more awkward. 2020 ball minimum. Wow, there we are, door 15. To lead again, and it is yet another breaker throw. 7 legs played, 5 of them have gone against the darts. Schindler in front again.
Another chance to regain that 2-leg lead, and if he can hold here this time, there'll be one away from the win. And what a monumental win it would be for Martin Schindler it's already been an electrifying atmosphere here in Riesa. The excitement levels would be upped even further
60.
for the closing matches of this tournament. If Shindy were to make it.
60.
Still only one German winner of a European Tour, Max Hopp. In Saarbrücken, an amazing event. That was an amazing climax. Schindler would love to add his name to that Roll of Honour.
Well, Clayton may need to produce something similar to the supersized outshot that he did this afternoon. It really turned that match, didn't it?
Jonny require 164.
Gave him complete control. Not been chasing throughout here, Jonny.
60.
And only 60. Are we about to see daylight yet again? Schindler raced into a two-leg lead. Jonny pegged him back since then. They've gone leg for leg.
Gets a go. Wonderful. Martin Schindler is on the brink of securing a semi-final spot on the European Tour for the first time in his career.
With a brilliant display as well. 102 and a bit average, Schindler. Only 3 darts missed the doubles in the entire match between the players.
66.
He has had a handful of semi-finals on the Pro Tour in floor events. But he's edging closer and closer to the biggest one that he's ever experienced. Actually made a final in Germany on the Pro Tour last year.
Got Jonny Clayton where he wants him. And that was at Niedenhausen. Lost out to Michael van Gerwen. Jonny needs to fill it up just to stay in touch, and does.
Just in case.
Just to get to a finish. Look what he's left, Chris.
And it's that same shot, the 161.
93.
A 180 to get there. But he's not going to take it out. And now Martin
100.
has his moment.
102.
Wait for the roar if this goes in. Shots on for the match. What a performance, and what a way to cap off a fine display from Martin Schindler, who is in a Euro Tour semi-final for the very first time by the same scoreline. They beat Nathan Aspinall this afternoon. He's beaten Jonny Clayton 6 legs. He's averaged 102, 6 out of 8 on the doubles. And Jonny Clayton, unfortunately, his road ends at the quarterfinals. But for Martin Schindler, he gets a crack at Michael van Gerwen in the first semi. Confirmation, he beats Jonny Clayton 6 legs to 3.
Zum ersten Mal in seiner Karriere steht The Wall Martin Schindler im Halbfinale eines European Tour Events.